This last September, I went to a work conference. Now, this conference was all about how to find the right people for your team, how to hire and select the people that are going to make your team stronger. The training was more or less a waste of time, but there was a point in this training where we talked about job hoppers, those who change their job in under 2 years. Now, look, I understand why companies don't like job hoppers. It's hard to build a team, and it's hard to get some real momentum when you don't have any tenure on your team. But I think most employers are focusing on the wrong thing here. See, they see job hopping as a flaw of the employee. And that might be true from time to time. But what I have found more often than not is that companies that can't hold people for at least 2 years, there's a reason for it. So if you're worried about job hopping, or you feel like if you do job hop, it's going to really hurt you, I've got a few questions you can ask yourself first. Why are you job hopping? Are you paid fairly? Do you like the culture that you're working in? Does the job line up to what they told you it would be in your interviews? If it doesn't, job hopping might be right for you. This is what I'm going to tell you. If you're thinking about job hopping, but you think it might hurt you, it probably won't. Now, if you do it chronically, or if you have a whole resume of 1 to 2 months on your jobs, yeah, that's going to hurt you. But if you've got a pretty decent resume, but this current job just isn't working out, job hopping will not hurt you. It will not hold you back, especially if you can learn to speak around it. Now, I'm going to speak from experience here because I've actually job hopped quite a bit in my career, and I've gotten criticized from it. Now, I've never been criticized by my employers. I've been criticized by my family. See, they see job hopping as a bad thing, and I don't blame them because they've been conditioned to do so. But if I didn't job hop, I wouldn't be where I am now. You see, 10 years ago, I was making $8.50 an hour. And I honestly didn't know what I wanted to do. So I would job hop. If I found something that paid more money and sounded interesting, I would do it. And at times, I did it in a way that was not productive. I left a few jobs a little too early. And in hindsight, I recognize that. And I also left some jobs when I didn't have another job lined up, which I do not recommend. But overall, it's paid off. You see, I went from making $8.50 an hour to last year, I broke $100,000. I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for job hopping. If I would have stayed at every job that I had been at for at least 2 years, there's just no way. Because sadly, your employer doesn't want to give you a raise. You see, employers and employees are at odds. Employers want to get the best they can get for the least amount of money, and employees want to do the least they can do for the most amount of money. Now, neither of these is inherently wrong, but it does mean that they're at odds. Your employer is looking out for their best interest. You need to look out for yours. I wish this wasn't the way it was, but it is. So listen, if you have any hesitation about job hopping, just ask yourself those questions. And if you've got a good reason to do it, do it. If you're worried about being able to explain it on a resume, first of all, very, very rarely have I had anyone ask me about being at a job for a short amount of time. It has happened, but when it has happened, I've been able to talk around it by either saying that, family circumstances caused me to leave or something along those lines. Now, I'm not saying lie, but you don't have to give all of the information. Because I'll tell you what, when you're interviewing, your employer is not giving you all of the information. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope it helped you a bit, and I hope if you are thinking about job hopping, maybe this just gives you a little push and a little bit of confidence so that you can do what's right for you. My name is JMO, and I'm a new creator here on YouTube. If you want more information about how to find a better job and improve your life, please subscribe. Thank you very much. Peace.